Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this model box showing for Romeo and Juliet. As some of you will know, this model is a scale version of the Royal Shakespeare Theatre. Showing the model box is an opportunity for us to try and explain a little bit how we have been thinking about the play, Romeo and Juliet, over the last few months, because we are going to give unprecedented access to the rehearsal process and the production process. I find the play, personally, genuinely exciting. And I think sometimes it's thought of as a play that's a rather sort of soppy, romantic story. And it does have romance in it, real romance. But I don't think that's soppy at all. I think it's brave. I think both of them are brave.
And then the tragedy is that that is crushed partly through just mistakes, stupid mistakes, and also just the general weight of the way that society treats these young people.
One challenge for us has been to think through how to make a fresh take on Romeo and Juliet, a sense that this play is about us now. I think we, across the world, are living through quite unsettled political times. And I think some of those divisions are between young and old, and something of that is certainly in the play for me. The
young generation and the old generation aren't seeing eye to eye, and maybe some of the decisions the older generation are making now are actually damaging the future of their younger generation.
So what I think young people recognise in the play, and talking to the young actors that are going to be in the play, this is ever clearer to me, is that the grown-ups have let the young people down.
Effectively, this is a thrust stage. As Erica was saying earlier, the audience are on three sides.
So I usually would start with the designer, in this case Tom, talking about the kind of world of the play. In fact, what we did this time was talk about how we could create big, epic gestures in that space that would allow that language, this beautiful text, to live. And at the same time, you need the domestic in the play. So we've spoken about creating worlds that feel like her bedroom, or feel like it's a living room in the Capulet's house.
This box is actually on a track, so it can move up and down, and then it can also rotate, so that we can create different spaces by placing it like this and adding in, a single domestic element like a chair. You can turn the space into Capulet's home with the nurse.
So I'm really excited that we are able to invite young people to come into my rehearsal room as a live lesson. We're going to look at the most famous scene in the play. I mean, I thought about doing something else, but it's a wonderful scene where Romeo and Juliet meet in private for the first time. It's often referred to as the balcony scene. I don't really think there's a balcony. It's a window, and it's at height. So that, for me, tells me that she is in her own private space. He shouldn't be there, and he's got to climb up to get her. Those are the things you need to happen. We're going to look at that scene, trying to understand what kind of thoughts the actors need to have as they begin to approach the text. I would love it if you were able, in advance, to have a think about what you would do in that situation. Because a lot of the work in rehearsals is trying to put ourselves into that character's mind, to see through their eyes, to feel what it might be like. So my question would be, how would you feel? What would you be saying to yourself, either in your mind, or perhaps writing in a diary, or saying it to the mirror? What would you be thinking about, having met someone who was forbidden to you, but who you were very attracted to?